Hello and welcome back to the Movie Attic. I'm Mike, and as I've said before, this is the Attic where I discuss and review movies, DVDs, Blu-rays, and 4Ks for all the nice people out there in YouTube land. Today's big feature film, or feature films, as you might have been able to tell from the thumbnail and subsequent opening screen, they're space movies. It's Deaf Crocodile's release of Signals, a space adventure, and what's the other one? In the Dust of the Stars is the second movie. They both came, like I say, in this big special edition set. If you know Deaf Crocodile, I of course love Deaf Crocodile stuff. They have these deluxe editions. They come in nice, hard, cardboard boxes. They have these giant J cards. I just call them a capital J card. And there's the back of the box without the J card. Came with, like most of these deluxe editions, come with a nice big booklet, reasonably thick, telling you everything you want to know about the movie, I guess. And then there's the actual case, which has 2 Blu-ray discs in it. I don't know how good that's going to be to read. And there's the inside. There is some, as you could probably tell, there is some inside artwork, but when the discs are stacked like this, I don't like to be messing around trying to get them out. Like I say, this is a deluxe edition from Deaf Crocodile. I got this, I think this was the February release, and this was I think this was an ambitious release for Deaf Crocodile. There was 4 different covers you could get with artwork, one of which was for subscribers, so if you weren't a subscriber, that wasn't an option unless you became a subscriber. And then there was a plain Jane version. I think it was just this artwork, and I don't necessarily care for this artwork at all. But this was the one I picked out of the 4. Now, there was, and I didn't know this at the time, but I guess there was a problem with the second disc. Towards the beginning of the movie, there's some glitching with the sound and video, and then I guess some of the subtitles are missing some of the letters in spots. But it was it's still watchable, and they actually emailed me that they were sending a replacement disc for that. It just shipped, I think, last week, so I don't have that to show anybody, but it's a different color than it's the In the Dust of the Stars disc, and instead of this being blue, I believe it's green in the background for the replacement disc. So I thought that was very honorable of them to recognize there was a problem, and I started watching the first movie, so I didn't even know there was a problem until I got the email, so that's how observant I am. But I don't always get around to watching these movies, immediately. So anyway, I'm sure you didn't come here to listen to all that blather. I do have the sheet of paper with some of the stats. I guess I'll go through each movie individually. So I'll try to make it quick, and if you know me, the descriptions of these stories isn't very good, so I can make that really quick. Signals, a space adventure, is from, I guess, 1970. For some reason, both these movies have like this movie had 69/70. I'm going to go with 70. It's 91 minutes long in color, not rated. Of course, not rated doesn't mean anything. There was swearing in this movie, a little bit, not much. It's a 5.1 German audio with English subtitles. So automatically, if you don't like subtitles in foreign films, this probably isn't for you. Unbelievably, this movie was shot with 70 millimeter film. The aspect ratio is a whopping 220 by 1. It's a region A disc. And unbelievably, it was scanned in at 6K and restored in 4K. Like I say, it's on a Blu-ray disc. I watched the trailer for this movie, and which I do normally. Usually they're on the Deaf Crocodile website, and the space scenes, even through YouTube or whatever it was, looked amazing. Almost like, I guess some people did compare it to 2001: A Space Odyssey, which, shamefully, I must admit, I have never seen that movie, but I think that's where they said the similarities quit, just the aesthetic, the space stuff. And the ships and space itself looked very good. I was blown away, being that it was only on a Blu-ray disc. I can't even imagine if this was on a 4K disc with HDR in that, this would look incredible. And the whole movie did look incredible. Basically, I almost forgot. I didn't see 2001: A Space Odyssey, but I did see this one. 2001: A Space Travesty with Leslie Nielsen, which I know that doesn't add anything to this video or take anything. Well, it might take something away, but it doesn't add anything because they're not, anywhere similar. Essentially, the movie is that this one spaceship, and this is how it opens, they get a signal from somewhere, and I assume that's why it's called Signals. But shortly after that, they get pelted with some asteroids, which tears the ship into a few different pieces. And then that's where it stops for a few seconds, and we go to this guy, a commander. He's putting together a crew to go into space to find out what happened to this ship. So that's basically the plot. It's a rescue mission. I don't think all the members of the crew know they're going to try and see what happened to this other ship. I did see somewhere where somebody had said that the movie drags a bit. And if you get too wrapped up in the time, it could possibly drag a bit. I didn't think it dragged because, like I say, and I've said on other videos, if you can latch onto a few characters that you really like, and it doesn't matter what they're doing, and you get involved in the story, I didn't think it dragged. Is there a lot of monotonous type space stuff that goes on that doesn't really, I guess, forward the plot much? Yeah, probably, but like I say, for me it was getting to know these characters, and there was a character in here that reminded me of Scotty from Star Trek, and I think there was a couple other characters that I really liked. There's some things involving, for some reason, there's scenes involving the beach, guys and gals riding horses. It kind of, before they go into space, and then for some reason everybody's standing on their hands, walking across the beach on their hands. I don't know if that has something to do with how fit people are, or these astronauts, how fit they were. There's a little animated scene maybe 2/3 of the way through the movie. That's like a little. It reminded me of the little animated scene that's in the middle of Godzilla versus the Smog Monster. So I like that movie. Um, it's if you like space movies, I thought it looked absolutely stunning for being just a Blu-ray. I mean, you could probably have passed this off as a 4K disc. Obviously, all this stuff is subjective, and what you have as a player, what you have as a TV, all this plays into it. I have an OLED TV, so most things involving space look really good on OLED TVs because they can go, completely dark. So if I was to rate Signals a space adventure, I would give it probably 8 out of 10 rolls of pink insulation. Like I said, as soon as I saw the trailer for it, I was like, I'm getting this movie. This looks fantastic. The model work and everything, and how they portrayed weightlessness and all that, I thought was fantastic. So, until the second half of this show, just kidding. So the second movie, In the Dust of the Stars, it's from 1975/76. Like I said, I don't know why they have the two dates. It's 95 minutes long in color, not rated. Mono German with English subtitles. Region A, 1:66:1 aspect ratio. Region A, scanned in 2K, restored in 2K. This movie didn't look as good, of course, as the other one, because just the whole video quality probably wasn't there from the beginning. There isn't as many shots of space or the spaceship as in the first movie. In this movie, I didn't like this movie quite as much as I liked Signals. This movie was, and I guess both movies were directed by the same guy, only however many years apart. They're, I guess, 6 years. This movie is almost like a fever dream of sorts. There's a lot of colors. Essentially, the story is this ship gets like a distress call from this planet. They go to check it out. The guy, or the people in charge of the planet, try to have the ship crash on the planet, but for some reason they don't. And so it's basically the leaders of this planet, which I guess they enslaved the actual people that were the original people from the planet to work in mines or something like that. They're kind of like the evil overlords of the planet. They're trying to pass themselves off to this crew that landed as not being that. So they throw this lavish party. There's a lot of exotic and erotic dancing going on. Very colorful stuff. There is nudity. There is swearing. And it doesn't, without spoiling it, it doesn't end quite as good as the first movie. So, like I say, and I didn't watch the replacement disc. Like I say, you could still watch that disc. It's just there was some early glitching, and a little bit of the subtitles had dropped letters and stuff. But I will check it out this week when I assume I should get the disc this week. So, if I was to rate this second movie, In the Dust of the Stars, I would give it probably 6.5 rolls of pink insulation out of 10. Like I say, I didn't care for the story as much. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, there is one plus to that second movie, a big plus for me. The one woman that stars in this second movie, which I didn't find out until I watched some of the bonus features on the making of the two movies. The one woman is actually from one of my favorite movies, Carol Zeman's Baron Munchausen movie. So I did have an interest in watching that more times just because of her being in it. And I thought she looked familiar, but until I watched those bonus features, I had no idea. So there you have it. There's the big review, the 2-movie review. So if you have this deluxe edition of the movies, or you've seen the movies, or you don't have the deluxe edition but the regular edition, leave a comment down in the comment section. I'd love to discuss it. Like I say, as a group, both of these movies, it was, if I'd have known how good they were, it would have been a no-brainer in picking it up. But just watching the trailer, it was almost a no-brainer. So there you have it. Until next time, when I have a completely different movie in the attic, thanks so much for watching, and I guess I'll see you soon. Bye.